Welcome back to the Vintage Telephones channel. Today I have yet another automatic electric 40 monophone in front of me. I've had this one since July, and it happened to have been a impulse buy. And I think the reason why is that it happens to have a Stromberg Carlson dial. And I think it looks pretty sharp with the clear plastic finger wheel and the chrome there with the black and everything. Still don't know what year it's from, but it probably dates between 1940 and 1950, mid 1950s. So it can be, it's a pretty long stretch, but we don't know because they didn't stamp any of their equipment like Western Electric did. But it's still a very, very sharp telephone. This one happens to have come from Menomonee Falls, Wisconsin. Not that that's a very significant piece of information. So it came from up north. So it's in very good shape, but for some reason this phone was painted black. And I don't know if it was a refurbishing company that did that. There's no telling who did it. What refurbishing shop did it, but the paint was chipping off everywhere on the handset. It was you could run your nail on it, it would come off. So what I did is I took all the Bakelite parts, all the wires out, Bakelite. I even unsoldered the wires because everything is soldered, and I personally don't like that, but it had to be done because the paint job was awful and it was chipping off and making a mess. So what I did is I unsoldered everything and soaked this. Now this actually helps, and it's even soft on Bakelite too, but what you can do is you can take some OxiClean and fill it up with warm water, a sink or a tub of some sort, plastic tub, and the paint will just come right off. It was very, very easy. And I don't know why they painted it, because the finish, the Bakelite's in really, really good shape. So maybe, I'm guessing, they painted it to preserve it in case it all came off. So there's no telling. It's very shiny. I just did a light polish, and it came out really nicely. Now, typically on these automatic electric and these early Bakelite telephones, the cords usually, if they're vinyl or rubber, are really in bad shape, brittle, coming apart, and that was the case of this telephone. So it did have originally a coiled rubber cord, and it was in awful shape. Same thing with the rubber gasket. I got a replacement for that, so it is good as new. Now, typically these Stromberg Carlson dials are usually always seized up when you first, if you happen to buy a telephone with these dials. They usually are stuck in that position, and that's how it was. These dials are usually very finicky. Takes a lot of adjustment to get it right. It did take me a couple tries to get the way I wanted it to, but it's really good now. I even adjusted the tension just a bit. It's not too tough to dial it, but I did it up a notch because there's a few notches where the spring holds. So I did it up a notch, and it's much nicer, and definitely at 10 pulses per second. It was missing the chrome ring, the window, and of course the number card. So I made those and reinstalled those. So yeah, it's a very, very nice example of an A&E 40, just like my one from the Philips of Brockville handset. This one happens to be one without the chrome rings. And this one also is missing, or does not have, has never had a carry handle. So I'm not sure if this phone was used. I'm sure it probably was used in a private residence, because if it was used in an office, they would have had, special. They would have the special models with the buttons and everything. So there's that. It's very nice. You should put it up there. Very good example of an Art Deco style. I'm still on the lookout for an A&E 34. They came out before the A&E 40, but they're hard to come by sometimes. So there's the telephone. Closer look at the rotary dial. It's got the Z plate. And nothing really special on the bottom other than its water decal for the monophone Chicago. I don't know what this orange paint is for, but the refurbishing shop must have done that. Or whoever, I don't know. It's not a sticker, it's actually paint. Or maybe it is a sticker, I can't tell. It looks like a paint because it looks got brush strokes there. So yeah. Yeah, it's hard to tell when these phones were made because they didn't stamp anything on the bottom. They didn't do that until I think the A&E 80. And this phone also is equipped with a frequency ringer, and it has a very, very large clapper on it, and it actually still does ring on a regular line. I'm not saying a regular line, but it actually works with my machine without loosening up the clapper. So it's just enough ring for it to actually ring normally. So I didn't have to loosen anything for the demonstration. And I'm happy with that because I was actually pleasantly surprised. When I put this phone back together, I didn't resolder the wires because it's a pain in the butt to do. And I would be melting the Bakelite too. So what I did is I attached all the wires with spade tips. And they're like the spade tips you find at the Home Depot, Lowe's with the plastic sleeves on them. So when you see the pictures of the inside, don't be surprised. It works great. The phone is functional, but it doesn't exactly look good with those plastic sleeves. And they're the ones you pinch. They're not the penetrating type that penetrate the wire. Preferably, I would have used those, but I didn't happen to have any at the time, so that's what I used. But everything fit well, and everything cleaned up well as well. So, what we'll do next is I will get the machine out, and we will demonstrate. So we will be right back. So next I will pick up the handset and give you dial tone. Excuse me. Okay. And you can see the light change, the transmitter's working good, and also the receiver's working perfectly well. Give it a couple pulses. Whoops. Didn't do it fast enough. There we go. Dial. And lastly, the bells, by the way, are the same sounding, but the only difference is that it is a frequency ringer. So here we go. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed. I will have more videos to come, so we will have the pictures coming next. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.